Hello guys, this is Yara here, and today I'm going to be talking about should Dimension Shifter be banned. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be telling you guys whether I believe if it should be banned or not. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to make a video about this is also because this is one of the most debated topics in the community at the moment. There are a lot of people that say, oh yeah, Dimension Shifter should 100% be banned, and there's the other side of the community that says, no, you guys are making a big deal, it's not that strong of a card, it should not get banned, or it's only played in Floowandereeze, so why should we ban this? So I've been hearing both sides, so at the end of the video I'm going to be telling you guys what my opinion is. But yeah, let's get started. So I think it's better if we start off by reading what the card does in case you haven't read it. So it says, if you have no cards in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard until the end of the next turn. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. And it has 1200 attack and 2200 defense. So you may be asking yourself, why is everybody making a big deal out of Dimensional Shifter and not other cards like Harpy's Feather, Storm, or the Bear Statue of the Stormwinds? Well, the main difference between Dimension Shifter and these two cards is that Dimension Shifter can be activated going first or going second. So that's why you see cards like Harpy's Feather Storm on the side deck and Dimension Shifter on the main deck. It's because Dimension Shifter is good going first or going second. So that is the main difference that I want you guys to take in consideration on why I'm making a video about Dimension Shifter and not Harpy's Feather Storm or Bear Statue of the Stormwind. So yeah, so one thing about Dimension Shifter is that it protects against hand traps. It's like a pseudo Call by the Grave. We know how good Call by the Grave is. It's currently limited in the TCG. So if you think about it, Shifter makes Droll Lockbird, Ghost Ogre, and the Fake Baylor absolutely useless because these cards have to be sent to the graveyard to be activated. So if Dimension Shifter has already applied its effect, you cannot even attempt to activate Droll Lockbird, Ghost Ogre, and the Fake Baylor. So these cards that would normally be good against the Floowandereeze deck are no longer, they're just basically dead cards in your hand. So yeah, I mean, Droll Lockbird is so good against Floowandereeze since they add so many cards. Ghost Ogre can hit the field spell, and the Fake Baylor can hit any other summon. So all these cards, if you open a hand with any of these cards, they're dead if Dimension Shifter has been activated. So in a way, it acts like a pseudo Call by the Grave. So yeah, and then another argument that I've heard a lot of people say is, but only Floowandereeze plays it though. Like, why should we ban it? Like, if more decks played it, then sure, let's ban it, but only Floowandereeze plays it. So one thing about that is, do we remember Arch Enemy's Protos? This card was almost an exclusive card for Sword Soul, and yet it got banned in the last ban list. Another example would be something like Ava. Ava was something that only was seen on Drytron, and it also got banned. So the problem, sure, I mean, there are a lot of unfair cards or unfair like extra deck monsters or spells and trap cards in the game, but the problem the main problem is when an unfair card meets a top deck. That's when the problem happened. That's why Arch Nemesis Protos and Ava had to get hit, is because not only were they insanely good, but they were also good on a top deck. And that's one of the main issues we're witnessing right now, is that sure, only Floowandereeze can play it, but Floowandereeze happens to be a top deck at the moment. We've seen it top left and right, regionals, locals, and everything. So we're witnessing the same thing where a broken card meets a top deck, and that's when it gets chaotic. So another reason that I believe that a lot of people are talking about Dimension Shifter is that it has little to no counterplay. Literally only Call by the Grave when you get to go first, only Call by the Grave. But Call by the Grave does nothing if you have to go second. If they activated Dimension Shifter on their own turn, Call by the Grave does nothing. Or Gamma if you're going second. So, and not a lot of people can afford to main deck Gamma because it's a dead card when you get to go first. So I mean, these are the only like sort of reliable ways to counter Dimension Shifter, but I mean, Call by the Grave is limited, and Gamma is only good going second. And then you may be wondering, what about Cross-Out Designator? Well, do you really want to be having something like Dimension Shifter in your deck, which is kind of dead, or it hurts you if you draw into it? Like, not a lot of people can afford to have a Dimension Shifter as a crossout target. That's why nobody runs it as a crossout target. So mainly only Call by the Grave or Cypher and Gamma are the only like sort of counters in today's meta. So it has little to no counterplay at the moment. So that's why a lot of people are talking about this card a lot. Like, I've seen a lot of comments calling out for Dimension Shifter to get banned. So that's why a lot of people, because he has little to no counterplay at the moment. So the main question, or the main like topic of this video is, so should Dimension Shifter be banned? I mean, that's why you all clicked on this video, and I will tell you guys. And I guess I'm gonna have to agree with their near match with his quote from his video of his Floowandereeze deck profile that he made to top 1 ranked of Dueling Book. He says, this card is as good, if not better than Maxi. The fact that you are able to deal with an opponent's entire engine and their hand traps is just so unfair. I believe this card should get banned in the next list. And this is from his Floowandereeze deck profile that he made number 1 ranked player on Dueling Book. So he's a Floowandereeze player. So before you guys called me out for being biased, like, oh, I hate Floowandereeze player, like this didn't come from me. It came from somebody that made number 1 ranked on Dueling Book playing Floowandereeze. So I guess just to like summarize everything, yes, I do think Dimension Shifter should get banned. I don't think this will kill the deck. I think the deck is very consistent. It has a lot of powerful cards that it can play. It can play stuff like Dark Ruler No More, which no other deck can play right now, because every other deck loses to Scythe. But Floowandereeze doesn't care a lot about Scythe, so they can main deck stuff like Dark Ruler No More, or they can side it. They can play stuff like Lightning Storm as well, because they don't really care about having to run Cosmic Cyclone to banish the Scythe. They don't care about that, so they can play the very strong cards like Dark Ruler No More or Lightning Storm. So I don't think it will kill the deck. I think the deck is already very good. We've seen it win games where it doesn't open Shifter. So yeah, that will conclude this video. So if you stuck around until the end of the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for being subscribed to this channel, but I will catch you guys on the next video. Take care.